Okay, I talked in the, is it mentioned in the last video that I make knots really strangely? I don't know why I do it this way. I don't even think about it. I loop around. I'm tying the knot in the exact same place each time. And it's pretty tiny. Come on, you. Show up. Gonna show up. There we go. There we go. I don't know why I do it that way. It's just the way that I do it. I do it the same way here for a double. I'm not exactly sure why I came up with this method. I just did. I also hate having these little tails on the end. I'm always trimming them down as close as I can get them, because when you're embroidering, you don't want to pull up one of the other tails through the other side. So I'm going to show you how I get the head attached. Now remember yesterday we added some glue and a pin, and I'm just going to sew this on because I need to. So you can see here, I'm coming up through. You can see that little bit of a hole right there. So I'm going to hide the knot, and we can see the knot kind of going bloop, and I can kind of tuck it in there. And I already know I'm going to put some sort of bow or ribbon around it, so this is going to be hidden even more. This is where I do have to do a ladder stitch. So I come up through here, I take a hole and I go back down, and I go a little bit over. I think that's a little too close. There we go, about 2 millimeters. Pull tight. And it's with this kind of felt too, this right here is the acrylic wool felt. So I'm taking a little bit bigger stitch because I want to make sure I get it pulled correctly. Now, there are times in which I can do a super neat and tidy ladder-esque stitch. This time, I always try to be neat and tidy in my work, because it's just how I try. And then there are other times where it's like, I know I don't have to be as super duper neat and tidy. It's kind of like my grandma telling me that back in the 30s, she would only iron the parts of my grandpa's shirts that people would see, because he wore a waistcoat, a vest. So you can see here, it's just pulling everything up a little closer. There we go. It's a little harder to see because I'm using this super, super, super pale, ultra light, like lavendery kind of shade. I think it's called Peony. It's the one that matches the purpley felt. And I just go all the way around at least once, sometimes twice. And then I just hide the knot and tie it off, and then hide the ends. So that's how I sew the head on, so it has a little bit more finished look.